Nobody's asked this question, as far as we can tell, in a nationwide poll. And our exclusive results show 50% of the public, 800 Americans polled nationwide, believe the president should not be trying to influence interest rates and Federal Reserve policy. 25% do, and 22%, well, they have no opinion or they're unsure. Just real quickly on this. What's really interesting about this is the Republican numbers. They support the president's immigration policies, his policies with China and trade policies by 80%. And here you can see it's only 43% or something like that for the around there, Republicans. And basically his base does not support him on this issue. That said, the president's tweeting a lot, but the next slide shows the public's not reading a lot. If you take a look, we ask over time, CNBC, NBC, Wall Street Journal asked this question over time. You can see this is the lowest percentage of the public saying they have seen, heard, or read a lot about an issue or something about an issue. Just 40% compared to, for example, 77% were focused on the debt ceiling debate. 66% knew that the Dow was at an all-time high in 2013. These comments, these repeated tweets by the Federal Reserve, by the president about the Fed, not really resonating in the public. However, they do have an opinion on the Fed, and 24% say they are confident in the Federal Reserve. 25%, you can't see it here, say they're not confident in the Federal Reserve. 19% in the financial industry, 9% in Congress, and 28% in the Supreme Court. But take a look at how that's changed over the last decade. Quite a bit. Unchanged for the Fed, up a lot for the financial industry. Why? Well, that was in the depths of the financial crisis. Congress sinking to new lows, the Supreme Court even coming down a lot as Americans' confidence in institutions continues to go down. Now, this last screen we want to show you, Powell who? They just don't know who the Fed chairman is very much. So we talk about it every day. 66% say they just really don't know, not sure about whether they approve the job that Fed Chair Jerome Powell is doing. Those who do really break evenly. 18% approve, 18% disapprove. And that's about in line with Yellen. Bernanke, more people had an opinion because, again, he was in the news back in the financial crisis, but they had more of a negative opinion than they did a positive one. So it's not resonating out there, Carl, in the base when it comes to all these tweets by the president about the Federal Reserve. But to the extent that the Americans are paying attention, they are supporting the Fed and independence and not presidential influence on monetary policy. Carl?
Steve, you might have seen Goldman's piece out today analyzing whether the president's tweets affect Fed funds futures expectations. They say only weak evidence when he actually bashes the Fed, but when he talks about trade specifically, that's when the impact comes on Fed funds.
Yeah, I mean, it's trade that leads the market, which leads the bond market, which leads the Fed funds futures market. That seems way more influential. What I don't know, Carl, and what I don't know that we could ever figure out in any research paper is the extent to which the consistent barrage of presidential tweets on the Federal Reserve gets inside a policymaker's head. I know they try to keep politics out of it, but I think it's got to be very hard.